Steven from 90 Day Fiance was called out for being a huge, gigantic hypocrite on 90 Day Fiance. Guys, 90 Day Fiance was just on not so long ago, and it was an unbelievably crazy episode. So much stuff went down that I'm going to get into in a couple of seconds, but the first thing we have to talk about is with Steven and Alina, because you guys will not believe what he is up to this time. In the last episode, he ended up admitting to Alina that he has not actually been saving himself for marriage, like he was insinuating that he was, and Alina was absolutely devastated. And to make matters worse, her mother was coming into town to visit them in Turkey like a couple hours later, so it was super awkward. And then Alina ends up actually telling her mom that, and she gets really mad at Steven. But the worst part is when Steven and Alina and her mother were sitting down like for breakfast, Alina's mom got an iced coffee, Steven got some fruity drink, and then Alina, she wanted a coffee, but according to Steven's religion, that is not allowed to drink coffee. Now, I'm not a Mormon. I don't even know a Mormon. If you are a Mormon, you know, I guess great for you. I'm not trying to judge any religion, but it's like I have never heard of this being a thing. Now, I knew they don't really drink alcohol and whatnot, but it's like coffee? Why on earth would they not be able to drink coffee? And when Alina's mom asked him, you know, why can't you? He had some weird roundabout reasoning that literally made no sense with health and this and the this and the that. It made absolutely no sense. But the worst part, you guys, is he is being a hypocrite. Here is this guy who will not let Alina drink coffee because of his religion. He wants her to get baptized and all this stuff. However, he was doing way worse stuff behind her back when he was not, you know, saving himself for her. I mean, how can we talk? And I know he's probably going to say a sin is a sin, and technically, you know, what he did, it was definitely a wrong and a sin in his church's eyes. I'm not saying I'm saying it in the church's eyes, but it's like, and according to his church, drinking coffee is, I guess, not good either. So it's like, I don't know if you can really judge which sin is worse, but it's like, to me, coffee is nothing. Drink it, and he will not let her drink it. He's a control freak. He wants to control everything she can do for this religion. And then it got even so worse because he was trying to convert her mother into the religion too, and she was like, I can't even stand you. I already have my own religion. Why would I want to join this thing? So it makes absolutely no sense. I cannot figure out for the life of me why she is still with him. To me, and I hate to be so rude, but to me, it's like he comes off rude. He comes off like a control freak. He comes off like he wants to control everything that Alina does, and it's just weird and strange and mean. And I think Alina, she's so young. She's only 20. It's like she can't even really stand up for herself, and it's just so sad to see. So it's not looking good for these two. However, I will say there was a spoiler alert, and I posted a video on it last week, so if you want to check it out, that spoiler with Alina and Steven, you can check it out for yourself. I'm not going to say it in this video, so you can check that out for yourself, but it is still just like very weird, very odd. I think Alina should definitely run. I mean, come on, it's coffee. We all drink coffee. Coffee is not bad for you. In fact, I've heard that coffee is good for you. So it's like, just drink it. Who cares? I don't know if this is a Bible thing, or I don't know. I don't understand it. I have no idea what he was even talking about. And when they were trying to ask the guy for a real, specific, honest reasoning, he gave these weird roundabout reasons. Like he didn't even know. I think honestly what probably happened was he was taught that you shouldn't drink this and that and do this kind of stuff, and he followed it blindly, and he has no idea what he's talking about, but now he's trying to impose the same rules on other people, and it's like, well, you don't even know what you're talking about. So really messy, really stupid, really weird. Not a fan of Steven. I wasn't before, and I definitely am not now. But of course, guys, put in the comments below what you think of that couple. Now I want to move over to another bizarre and new couple, and that would be Ellie and Victor. Ellie is still with Victor, and they just got a new apartment on the neighboring island to where he's from, to Providencia, because they can't go over to him because you know, the whole thing, because this hurricane and everything is really horrible over there. So they were staying in a hotel. That got really expensive. Now they're going to go over and just get a little short-term apartment kind of thing. You know, Victor's kind of going with the flow, having a good time, and Ellie is absolutely freaking out. Now, I said this before, and I will say it again. We are not seeing a lot of footage of Ellie and Victor. To me, that must be because, in my eyes, I can only assume that what likely is going on is they probably are going to break up pretty soon. Now, I don't know that for sure, but it's like when they don't show a lot of the couple, a lot of footage of the actual couples, like remember Stephanie and Ryan, it was the same situation. She got there, they like immediately broke up, and they didn't have a lot of footage. I think that's what's going to happen with Ellie and Victor. You can see it's going downhill. She's trying to talk about the money thing because Ellie Ellie was working. She's not now. She definitely seems like she wants to be kind of, not cheap, but, you know, a little more on the frugal side and save her money, because Victor, he has no income, he has no money. She's supporting the two of them, and she doesn't have a job. So she's kind of freaking out, and she has every single right to be. But Victor, he's going with the flow. He's not worried. You can just kind of see she's starting to realize he's 100% using her. Without a doubt, this guy is using her. So they had to go buy some tools to fix up their house. It was really expensive. She's paying for everything. He's kind of just going along with it, not being very cool. To me, it's just straight up rude. But the funniest part before that, it's not really funny, it's kind of actually more sad. Ellie finally brought up the fact that Victor did cheat on her, and he never even admitted it. And the only way she even found out was because the person he was cheating with actually told her. So she finally brought it up face to face in person. He still kind of denied the whole thing. It was just like, you know, I didn't love her. It was a quarantine thing. But it's like, if you love someone and you're really committed to someone, you're not just going to have, you know, a quarantine thing. So I don't like this guy. He would never even really apologize. He was kind of saying sorry, but it was just halfway done. It wasn't a real, true, sincere apology. I just not a big fan of that at all. It made me cringe, made me sad for Ellie. I think Ellie is such a sweet, nice, genuine, just a very genuinely cool, nice person, hardworking person, did her own thing, made her own money, lives her own life, and she should not be running around with this guy. So we got to see that happen. He didn't really apologize. They didn't really talk about anything, but Ellie took his halfway done apology and said she's going to move on and try not to think about it. And then they ended up buying those tools, and that's when the whole money conversation happened. But I have a hunch, you guys, that in an episode or two, they will likely probably be done. And then we got to see Kenny and Armando, and that was actually kind of a shocker because they are apparently looking now to adopt. It's kind of typical 90 Day Fiance fashion, I will say, because basically, you know, it's just like on this show, there always has to be a drama. And the first drama that they had was this wedding. And they had this big drama with the wedding that, you know, this and then that. And they were going to, you know, the parents weren't going to come. But it kind of sounds like his dad. He's still kind of uncomfortable. But Armando's dad, it sounds like he's probably going to come to the wedding. And they are for sure going to be able to get married. And actually, you guys, they did get married. It's all over the internet. It was on People Magazine. They did 100% get married. We don't know if his dad comes to the wedding, but they do actually get married. So they had that drama, but that drama kind of fizzled out. It's not really a big deal anymore. Now they have the drama of just this whole baby thing. Armando says that he feels a hole in his heart. He wants another child in his life, which is great. He wants to have more kids. He only has Hannah. He wants more, and I don't blame him at all. The issue is Kenny is very old. He's 58 years old. He's going to be in his 60s very soon. He's kind of just like, I don't know if I want to, you know, start having another baby in my 60s. So their initial plan was they were going to adopt. But now Armando kind of wants a baby of their own and their own, you know, bloodline or whatever. So now, you know, Kenny might, you know, do this and that, and they're going back and forth. Basically, Armando wants to have a baby of their own. Kenny wants to adopt. If he even wants a kid, he would much rather adopt than make a new one. And so they're kind of going back and forth. Little bit of kind of a bickering, fighting, not much of any drama at all. They're doing really well. I don't know if they're ever going to see eye to eye, though, because, you know, Armando's only 32 years old, Kenny's 58. So they have a huge age gap. Armando is still kind of in this fatherly parent mode, and it's like Kenny, he's a great dad to Hannah, it appears, but he already had his kids, and he already did the parenting thing, and he's kind of just want to, in my eyes, I feel like he kind of wants to just retire and help raise Hannah, and then just, you know, be done with it. So I don't know if I see them having another child or adopting a child. I think it's kind of a long shot, but they agree that they're just going to focus on the wedding for now, and then they'll go back to the whole kid thing. And then we got to see Jenny and Sumit, and oh, this is so bizarre and ridiculous and weird. In the last episode, Sumit and his mom and dad and Jenny went to family counseling, and in the counseling session, his mom said that they would be open to considering them getting married if they could live with Jenny and teach Jenny how to be a true Indian housewife. And so they all agree with that solution. That was what they were going to do. They agree with that solution. However, Jenny was pretty uncomfortable. However, she ended up meeting with like her only friend in India, and the girl basically said this is very common. Just go along with it. Do like a trial run for a couple days, couple weeks. See if you like it, if you're comfortable, and if it goes well, that's fantastic. If not, whatever. So that's what they're going to do. But this is where it gets strange, because we got to finally see Sumit's mom and dad come over to their house, check everything out. And I was just waiting for this, because when they greeted, when Jenny and Sumit actually greeted his parents, I thought for sure it was going to be awkward, intense, and very weird. Because you have to remember, Sumit's mom has gone off on Jenny in person and over the camera hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. She's been vicious to her. She's been so mean. And so I figured it was going to be awkward, intense, and uncomfortable. But they come up, they greet them and say hello and hi, and Jenny and Sumit's mom give each other a big bear hug, and they're smiling and laughing, and it was cordial and happy, and it wasn't awkward at all. So I watched this, and I just think it has to be fake. There's no way this is real. How on earth could, Sumit's mom just absolutely hate Jenny so much, cannot stand her. Now all of a sudden, they're like buddy, actually pretty good friends. To me, it makes no sense. So, I will say this though, his mom does come in, she sees their place, and let me say the one thing, it's a complete pit. It is a complete dumpster fire disaster, not clean, it's extremely dirty, so I can kind of see why Smith's mom would be upset, because it was dusty, dirty, crumbs, crap everywhere, nothing was organized, it did not look clean at all, and to me, I'm more of a clean freak. I can see why it should be discussed. So once she got in the house, though, Smith's mom kind of got upset, and she was kind of bossing around Jenny quite a bit in, their loan language, and Jenny kind of got upset, but it's like, the house is pretty disgusting. So I'm not really, I kind of honestly agree with Smith's mom. It's like, I don't know if Smith's mom should be judging her and bossing her around, but I will say, it wasn't a clean house by any means. And of course, the funny thing was, Sumit was just sitting in the background with a big smile on his face because he was like, well, I don't have to clean anything now. So he was happy because his house is going to be clean. The mom was happy because she got to boss around Jenny, and Jenny was super sad because she was getting bossed around, and Sumit didn't feel the need to help whatsoever. So complete dumpster fire disaster of a couple. To me, though, you guys, it has to be fake. There's no way this is real. I just don't believe it whatsoever, and it just seems like a bunch of load of crap. And then we got to see Ari and Biniyam. Ari actually ended up leaving Ethiopia. She flew over to America. She's now in New Jersey. You got to see her and her parents get together. It was really cute and sweet and happy. And basically, her entire family just put their foot down and said, listen, you're in Ethiopia. Life's there. You now have this son. Come back to America. Come live your life here. You can give your son a better life here in America. And you could just see Ari. She wasn't really denying it, but she wasn't really turning away from it. And we all know in present day, you guys, if you don't already know, that Ari does actually, in fact, come to America, and she stays in America, and Biniyam comes to America too. And she finally decided that she actually filed for the K-1 visa. And so what likely happens is the K-1 visa gets approved, and he probably comes to America, and they likely get married, and they're going to stay here in America. Likely is what it's going to happen. So I wish these two well, Ari and Biniyam. I think Ari is kind of going to do her own thing, and Biniyam is probably going to do his own thing too. They're kind of an odd couple, but I think at the end of the day, they do love each other. For sure, though, if they did not have that baby, there's no way they would actually be together. And last but not least, we got to see Corey and Evelin, and basically Corey was trying to win back Evelin's heart after he admitted that his relationship with that woman named Jenny was much more serious than he initially admitted, and that was basically it, you guys. Not a whole lot else going on. Not a huge fan of that couple. Seems kind of fake. There is drama going on off screen. I'm not sure if they broke up or if they're getting back together. I don't know, nor do I really care. There's always constant drama with those two. So at this point, I'm just like, whatever, you guys. But guys, 90 Day Fiance, pretty solid episode. I was just blown away by Ellie and Victor and how rude Victor seemed to be, and Steven and Alina and how bossy and controlling he seems to be too. Not a fan of either Victor or Steven. But everyone else, pretty crazy, pretty good drama. And Jenny and Smith, you guys put in the comments below what you guys think of them. But to me, it has to be fake. Well, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please hit that like button, hit the comments below. And y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.